We are diving into all of my spring decks. Some of these may be more obvious than others. Have 9 oracle decks and 8 tarot decks. I'm going to go ahead and start off with tarot first, and then we will dive into all of the lovely oracles. First things first, you guys, we have the Flower Child Tarot. I don't know how this could not be on the list. It is super cute. This is a really fun springtime deck. I'm loving the backs here. It gives me all of those spring vibes. So obviously this is a very traditional RWS clone. I love it for that. I love the bold colors. I love the bold line work. I think it is an incredibly clear reader, and it is one that I have out specifically for client readings for this season. And so it's like, I don't know. It's kind of, I don't even like using the term hippie because it's like not hippie, but it has like that retro feel to it, I suppose. We have a lot of frog imagery, some like fairy imagery. I'm not super big on the fae, but it's kind of cute within this deck. And so, yeah, there's rabbits and like mushrooms and just really cute little little nodes to spring in here. So yeah, this is the Flower Child Tarot. It's probably one of the most obvious decks, I feel like. But yeah, regardless, it's really pretty. It's really cute. It gives me springtime feels. It's, you know, it really hits the springtime spot. So that is the Flower Child Tarot. Next tarot deck that we have, you guys, is Every Little Thing You Do Is Magic. I have selected this deck because of all of the animal imagery within it. It just kind of feels refreshing. It's a very unique deck, and I thought that I would click with it a bit more than I actually have been able to do. And so I kind of feel some type of way about it. I'm not really sure what way that is, but I think it's really pretty. It's very unique. I'm liking the animal and the collage aspect of it. Like, I do like this death card. I like this node to like roadkill and this like vulture and mushroom. I like that. But I haven't been able to click with it in a specific kind of way yet. And so it slightly bothered me for that, because it's one of those decks that I purchased and I wanted to obviously click with it. Like, I wanted to understand the deck and to be able to get solid readings from it. And I don't know, maybe I'm just not there yet. I did buy it in last winter. I think it was like last December. So kind of a weird season to purchase this deck in. And maybe that's why. So possibly for the spring, I can pull it out and try to get a bit more acquainted with it. But yeah, this is the Every Little Thing You Do Is Magic Tarot. Moving right along, we have the Squid Cake Marseille Tarot. This is a deck that's been in quite a few videos recently for obvious reasons. This is adorable. This is such a cute deck. I haven't worked with it at all. It's still in its adorable little unshuffled state of being. I got it because it's really cute. I got it because I want to learn the Marseille. I got it because it's a Rockpool published deck, and I really enjoy my Rockpool decks. It was in my Rockpool collection video, and I think I'm just kind of waiting to work with this more towards May for the Marseille for May little thing that goes on. But I don't know, you guys. I may be too caught up in May with life to even do that. And so this may be one that just sits in my collection until I'm ready to pull it out and work with it. But I mean, regardless, I think it's really cute. I love the little like greenery and the dirt that we have. It just feels very springtime. Feels really, I don't know, like the earth is coming back alive, and it felt appropriate for this collection video. So yeah, that is the Squid Cake Marseille Tarot. I have the Crystal Visions Tarot. I think that this is on a lot of people's deck lists. And I mean, there's a reason why. Like, this is such a pretty deck because I feel like the color palette really, it aligns, but also, I mean, all 4 seasons are found within each suit of the cards within this deck. And so, I mean, like, this is a very springtime card. This next one's very wintry. I don't know. It's like a crowd pleaser, I guess you could say. If you've been in the tarot community for any length of time, I know you've heard of the Crystal Visions. And so, yeah, I figured I would just toss it on here because why not? I mean, we all love a solid collection. So, yeah. This is the Crystal Visions. I really like that. That's super cute. The chariots. Yeah. 8 of Pentacles. Like, that is so springtime. 4 tarot decks left, you guys. I have the Pot Tarot right now. This is going to be a deck that I specifically work with for my monthly calendar overview for April for obvious reasons. This is a super fun deck, you guys. I really, really love the line work in this. I love the bold colors, and it's kind of like the Flower Child Tarot to me. I love this Temperance card. Like, this Temperance card, fucking legit. Love that. It is obviously, it's a very like specific kind of deck. It's not for everybody. Our minors are kind of pippish. I don't mind that. Like, this is so cute. I love this tarot card. Like, we have a broken bong. I don't know. I mean, this is just a really, really cute deck. It is, I don't know, it's super fun. And so I figured I would obviously toss it on the spring list. Not only do we have, April and our little, 420 vibes there, but it feels refreshing. It feels rejuvenating. And obviously it's a deck you can work with all year long. I mean, all of these are. None of these are specific to, spring itself. They just kind of resonated for me when I was going through my collection to see what decks I wanted to have on this list. So yeah, this is the Pot Tarot, you guys. I really love this deck. If this is one that you're wanting to see a review of, drop a comment below and let me know, because I would love to be able to review this deck for you. It's so fun. Like, literally the energy that this deck gives is phenomenal. I really, really love it. And I'm totally leaving that sun right there on top. Next, you guys, I have the Telezma Tarot. These cards are huge. Like, this is such an insanely huge deck. I fucking love it for that. Okay, so I put the Telezma on here because it is so fiery. And like, yes, this is also probably very much a summertime deck, but I mean, it doesn't have to be. Like, here's the thing, and I will say it over and over and over again, but when it comes to the tarot and when it comes to decks, we have to be working with decks that we feel like are a reflection of ourself in that moment. And so while I do enjoy, just like everyone else here on YouTube, to create a curated deck list video, I mean, you have to be working with decks that are representing how your inner landscape feels, right? Like, that's why we come to the tarot, because we're not experiencing this stuff in our external world necessarily. We're wanting to see it as a reflection of self. And so you can come to these decks literally whenever you want. This one, it just feels appropriate to kind of put into the springtime because, sorry, there is nudity in this deck and I should have led with that, maybe more so than just coming across it. But yeah, I love this deck. I love the Telezma. I think it's an absolutely beautiful deck. There is so much wisdom within these cards. And I think it is perfect for, you know, connection to the dark feminine. You know, there's some dark goddess energy in here. It's just an all-around lovely deck. I know springtime is not necessarily dark, but for those of us who have an overarching dark themed aesthetic and lifestyle, it's just one of the decks that works. I don't know. I don't really know how else to say it. I love this deck though. It literally, it's so sumptuous. Like, it means so much to me. This is such a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. Okay, yeah, Telezma Tarot. Next deck I have for you guys, it is not a obvious deck. This is the Darkwood Tarot. I have edged mine in black because I fucking can. I'm grown. I pulled this out for spring because to me, this is a very liminal space deck. It is a deck that I recently did a walkthrough of. I don't know why I slept on it for as long as I did. And I regret that. And so maybe I'm throwing it in here to make up for lost time. But also there's a part to this deck that is very much liminal. And in the liminal space, I always associate our transitional seasons, such as spring and fall. And so it's just one of those decks that I can really access the wisdom that's found within our, you know, our transitional seasons. And so, yeah, that's why I have this one on here. It doesn't necessarily have springtime energy. It is much more darker themed. It is, you know, it's obviously one that everyone pulls out for fall and Halloween and Samhain and all that good stuff. And I totally understand why, but because I've been working with it so much, since I got it, I figured it's only appropriate to toss it on this list and, you know, kind of under the umbrella of it being a liminal space. It's a very tangible witchy deck. If you walk any sort of witchy path, I think you'll find a lot of sustenance in this. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's just an all-around really, really beautiful deck. The last tarot deck on this list, you guys, were almost like 15 minutes and I've gone through 8 decks. I'm kind of proud of that. We have the Tarot Nuage. This is one that I have pulled out specifically because of the weird creatures within this deck. It is I'm trying to think of how to say it. This is a deck that gives me wind and air energy. And because of that, springtime where I'm from and where I live is very windy. And so kind of like when the wind stops, the heat sets in. And when I say heat, I'm talking like 110 plus. Like it gets bloody hot here. And so I don't know. I pulled this one because it just resonates for me with that windy springtime, like sowing seeds into the garden energy. I don't know. It's just, and it's really quirky. Like this is a very grungy deck. I love grungy. I love this color palette. And maybe at the end of this video, I might toss in a couple tarot and oracle pairings. Because I do have an oracle deck that is on this list that I think pairs really nicely. So that might be something that I end up doing. But yeah, this is just a very much like it's in the clouds. It takes place in this like realm within the clouds. And I think because of that as well, it lends itself really, really nicely to this windy springtime energy. Moving into the 9 oracle decks that I have for you guys, I have the I Am Queen Oracle. It's unlike anything I have in my collection, and it just feels very springy to me. We have a ton of bright colors, as you guys saw from some of the other decks on this list. I have, I'm not always necessarily a bright colored person. And so, I don't know, it gives me spring vibes. And also the backs of these cards are like, that's so springtime to me. It's just a really pretty deck. We do have a lot of almost like shape shifting energy, and I think that is also in alignment with the springtime for me, because again, we are working within these very transitional seasons. And so yeah, I figured I'd have to just toss this one on the list. Look at this, Queen of Innocence. That screams springtime to me. I don't know, it's really pretty. Queen of Success, it's cute. Next up, I have my Magickal Botanical Oracle. It lives outside of its box right now because I am working heavily with it for my monthly calendar overview. So if you're unfamiliar as to what that is, I basically pick a deck to pull from each month, and I'll go to the guidebook, jot down a couple words from there, and I stick it into my monthly calendar overview. And at the very end of the month, I have a beautiful, a beautiful calendar spread with some, easy divination. It's a practice that takes me literally 5 minutes. And because I've been bringing, obviously, a lot of decks into my life, this year so far, it's just a really nice and easy way to get to know a deck. And so, yeah, I don't know. Magickal Botanical is very much, it's occulty. There's a lot of symbolism in here. There's a lot of folklore within the cards, and there's a lot that you can unpack from each card. I love this Calla Lily. I think she is just, so good. Yeah, I think this is an obvious reason. It kind of goes through the herbs and plants that are commonly found within the quote-unquote witch's garden. And so it's just, I don't know, it's a beautiful deck for that. It's a beautiful springtime deck. And I love this color palette. Next up, we have the Audacity Deck. This is an oracle deck based out of some lovely boutique in Phoenix, Arizona. It is from the Pine Torch. I love this High Priestess card. This is everything. I chose to put this deck on the list because of the color palette. It feels very springtime to me. It feels very much like renewal and kind of like coming out of your shell a bit more. I describe this deck mostly as being like a millennial mom. That's what this deck feels like. We have the cold shoulder, and there's just some really funny cards. The fiddle leaf fig, you guys, that plant has definitely had its moment. The mother, the mom boss. It's just if you fit the demographic, I think you would really find a lot from this deck. It's super cute. I love this moon card. I love the coyote and the naked bum and the blue hair, and the moon. It's just beautiful. But yeah, if you're drawn to this deck at all, you should definitely snag a copy, springtime or not. It's super fun. And I think it's a great conversational coffee table deck. Even if you don't have to be into tarot or into oracle or divination even to really have this deck out, and it'll definitely open the door for some interesting conversations. Next, we have the Magical Spirit Oracle. You've seen this deck a lot. I'm not even going to do a big flip through of it because it's one of my beloved rock pool decks. We've seen a lot of her lately. I feel like we've seen a lot of her since I purchased her. But yeah, I think this is for obvious reasons as to why this one is on the list. It is just a stunning deck, you guys. It's really pretty. I love everything about this deck. I don't know. It's very magical. It's very witchy and whimsical, and the art style is beautiful. I think Alexis is such a talented artist. I just really enjoy her work. So yeah, it's just a really pretty deck. It would seem silly to not have this on the list. It does have a lot of like watery and mushrooms and fairies and all around liminal, but also springtime energy. I love this portal. Yes. 5 decks left, you guys. This is the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck. Yeah, I mean, color palette. The backs of these cards are beautiful. I'm really loving like the blue. I don't know. It's just a really pretty deck. It is a deck that I bought for the sole purpose of exploring my birth chart and exploring the birth chart of my daughters. And so, I don't know. I mean, it would be, again, I think it's an obvious pick, maybe not obvious in divination wise, but if you are exploring astrology or wanting to better understand your birth chart and it is springtime and you figure why not, then maybe, you know, maybe now's the time for you to kind of see what this deck has in store for you. But yeah, it's just a really beautiful deck. I don't know. I know some people use it for divination. I don't. This is purely a study deck for me because I'm wanting to learn more about astrology, learn more about my birth chart, my children. It's just, I don't know. It's a beautiful deck nonetheless. Next up, we have the Earth and Bone Oracle by Syrian Shadow. Again, like my Darkwood Tarot that's on this list, this is a newly purchased deck. It is a Rockpool published deck, and we all know how I feel about those. The backs are really, really pretty, you guys. It does have this beautiful blue edging. I don't know. It is a very dark themed deck, so hear me out. I figured I could put it on the list because it does have this essence of beautiful foliage and botanicals flowing from bones. And there's just something about that that seems very rejuvenating for springtime and for working with springtime energy. And so, yes, obviously, this is a deck that I'm sure a lot of people are going to have out during the fall. And, you know, maybe you guys have already picked up from the video, but for me, fall and spring are, yeah, they're liminal spaces. And I think that the decks translate very well between those two seasons. And so, yeah, I don't know. I like this one. This is really pretty. The colors within this deck are really nice. I think it takes it out of its dark tone quite easily and in a way that is easily digestible, I think is what it is. Like, I love the flowers. It's just really, really pretty, you guys. I could probably flip through these cards and just look at the imagery that comes out. But yeah, like visionary, we have confidence, passion, self-worth. We have these beautiful flowers coming from the skull. And I just really like that. 3 oracle decks left, you guys. This is Messages from the Horses. I have chosen to put this deck on the list because it is a newly released deck, you guys. This is, I believe, a indie published deck. It was shipped to me all the way from Sweden, and I am incredibly grateful for that. However, I have put it on a spring deck list because I think the colors here are just really, really reminiscent of early spring mornings, late spring evenings. It just feels transitional. Again, it feels almost liminal. And I think, you know, regardless of season, this is just a really pretty deck, and it deserves all of the love that it can get. So if you're at all called to horses or equine energy, or even just, you know, wanting to maybe explore more what personal freedom for you looks like, horses are a great way of doing that. Like, look at this blossom card. I don't know. That is so pretty. Harmony. It's just a really gorgeous, gorgeous deck. The guidebook that goes with it too is packed with very beautiful channeled equine information. And so it just seems right. So yeah, this is messages from the horses. And it's a beautiful deck. Next, I have my Oracle of the Radiant Sun. I have recently done an unboxing of this deck, and I'll probably upload it some point next week. I don't know. We'll see. This is such a fun deck. Oh my God. I've been loving working with it since I unboxed it. It feels kind of springy. Like, yes, it's a very obviously astrology heavy deck, but it has a lot of springtime colors, I think, found within the color palette. And so again, it's one of those decks that it would work for any season. Obviously, all of these would, but the colors within it are really reminiscent for me of the springtime. And like, we have a lot of solar energy in here, and a lot of yellows and pinks and like soft blues, which to me are like reminding me of Easter. And so I don't know. It's really pretty. This is one that I want to show you guys with a couple pairings. So I'm going to stop it right there. And then we're going to move into our last Oracle deck. And then, yeah, we'll do a couple fun card pairings. Lastly, here we have the Animal Apothecary by Cara Elizabeth. I really like this deck. I think it is super fun, you guys. It is very vibrant in its color palette. And I think it would also work well for springtime energy. But this is, I don't know, this is just a really fun deck. It's not for everybody. It's kind of quirky. It's kind of woo. It's kind of ethereal. And I can appreciate it for it being all of those things. It's kind of affirmation-y, but at the same time, like, you may not understand the affirmations that are being spoken until you kind of dive into the guidebook. And so the guidebook for it isn't incredibly large, but it is packed with a lot of information. And so I really like the sustenance that we have there. Like, it is good and it is deep. But yeah, this is the Animal Apothecary, you guys. I think it's just a really pretty deck. I love this breakthrough card. Okay, let's get into a few pairings. This is a pairing that I was working with for a couple of days, and I just really like the way that this deck reads together. I don't know. I think the colors work really nicely with each other, and I think that they're really, really pretty, but they're also like, the messages that come through, we have the Tower, Affair, and Two of Cups. Like, that's a heavy hitter. I don't know. I really like it. I just think it's fun. It's fun. Ten of Swords, concentration, Eight of Swords. Like, the Hanged Man, endurance, and Ten of Cups. I just think that with the bold line work, it does lend itself very nicely to, I don't know, this pairing. Nine of Swords, decisions, and Eight of Pentacles. So yeah, this is kind of like another one that I was playing with, and I don't hate it, okay? I don't hate it. We have Judgment, Fulfillment, Four of Pentacles. I kind of like the way that this looks together. I haven't read with it. It's just something that I was trying on, but it's not the worst. It is different. It is unique, but I don't know. There's something about it that intrigues me. Like, we have Two of Pentacles, Riches, and Eight of Pentacles. it's different, and I'm not gonna lie, like it may not work, but a part of me kind of just wanted to see it on camera and see what that would look like. We have Hanged Man, Influence, and 9 of Wands. I don't know. Tell me what your thoughts are on this, because again, I don't hate it. 10 of Pentacles, Seduction, and 8 of Swords. I don't know, girls. Tell me. Lastly, for Oracle of the Radiant Sun, you guys, I have chosen the Tarot Nuage. I think this is obviously one that works really, really well because of the color palette. Like, I feel like we have a lot of the same colors, and I just think it works really well. Like, we have 6 of Swords, Extremism, and 5 of Chalices. I don't know. Like, I think it is aesthetically is really, really pretty. Again, this is such a new deck to my collection. I haven't read with it outside of the Flower Child Tarot. And so I'm interested. Okay, so this is me just playing around for a couple extra minutes at the end. Hangman, Empathy, and 3 of Chalices. Like, I don't know. I don't hate it. It's weird. It's weird. It's grungy. It's occulty. And I kind of like it for it being just that. So yeah, sorry. I like it. This is a pairing that you guys are going to see a lot of next month, you guys. This is the Animal Apothecary Oracle with the Pot Tarot. I think these are so cool. I think these look so good together. I think that it's literally one of my most favorite pairings that I have, and it just feels very much springtime. I don't know what else to say about this. Yeah, I mean, our colors are just very reminiscent of each other. We have the World, Better Than You Can Imagine, and Knight of Joints. Like, I don't know. Oh, I love this. Like, I really love the way that this one looks together, and I also really like the way that it reads. I have done a couple readings with this set, and it did not disappoint. And so I may be doing a curated deck list to work with while in a elevated state of mind. And so if that's something you guys want to see, let me know, because I'm not entirely sure if that is anything that anybody wants to see. But if so, let me know, because I think this would be really fun to kind of work with for a video like that. So yeah. This is just really cute. Really, really cute, you guys. I think this pairs so nicely. I'm sorry about my voice. I'm still healing. If you guys made it to the end here, I appreciate you. I really do. You guys, this has been a super fun video. It was chatty, and I'm knocking stuff over now. I don't even care. This was just a really good time. Thank you guys for joining me for this. As always, I appreciate you spending your time with me. I appreciate you guys being here. And I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Until then, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.